addition to the presidential race, Tuesday's election will also decide who will become North Carolina's next governor. Republican nominee Mark Robinson plans to hold rallies all weekend for his bid. But with 5 days to go, he is trailing Democratic nominee Josh Stein by double digits in the polls and even more in fundraising. Now, Robinson sat down this week for a one-on-one interview with Queen City News reporter Daniel Pierce. And Daniel shows us Robinson has strong views on the state's response to Hurricane Helene.
It's built by the people right here. So that's the bridge that fell.
More than 100 lives taken.
And this is our river crossing.
Homes in communities physically torn apart. And by estimates, more than $53 billion in damages. Hurricane Helene changed the face of Western North Carolina forever, and the state's next governor will be at the helm as these communities continue to rebuild.
Our North Star, so to speak, when it comes to Western North Carolina, is to ensure that no one ends up languishing halfway back to normal. We need to do everything that we can do to get people back to 100% normal.
It's a mission Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson says he won't take lightly. He's called Governor Cooper's response abysmal, saying more National Guard individuals should have been deployed. 170 personnel were activated ahead of the storm, and an additional 556 soldiers and airmen were activated the Sunday after the storm passed.
And when it's time to wear the big boy pants, it's time to shove politics aside, get with your entire council estate, and bring relief to the people of Western North Carolina and include them in the process. That wasn't done.
So I asked him what his response plan looks like.
As we're getting through this, we need to make sure that we are chronicling what we have seen go right, what we have seen go wrong, and we need to come up with a blueprint that is specific to Western North Carolina for a proper response to the hurricane.
And allowing local private businesses to help in the rebuilding efforts.
Because private businesses will do it more efficiently. I believe they'll do it a lot better, and I believe they'll do it a lot quicker. Is a perfect bonding of public and private so that each can enhance each other.
Governor Cooper said he's trying to lay the financial infrastructure down for the next administration for this disaster.
That if you were to become governor, you could pick up where he has laid that groundwork, or are you going to come in and say, hey, we're starting from the ground up?
Well, it looks like I'm going to have to come in and start from the ground up because Governor Cooper doesn't have conversations with me. He had a meeting for a ceremonial vote to say, should we say that this is a disaster? But he never had a meeting.
And you missed that meeting.
I did miss that meeting. But I didn't miss the meeting where I took over 5 million pounds of goods up to Western North Carolina by hand. I did not miss that meeting. Now, the press missed that meeting.
For the record, our media cameras were out in Western North Carolina, and we were trying to get to people to tell their stories that they hadn't had a chance to be able to speak with because there was no cell service. So I just want to set the record straight there.
I personally, I don't know how many days in 3 weeks that I spent up there, I personally never saw a camera.
Robinson's team posted dozens of photos and videos of the lieutenant governor traveling the storm-ravaged areas, passing out supplies, and speaking directly to families. However, Governor Cooper says there's been misinformation shared on it as well.
Now, I'm not sure what kind of message Governor Cooper said that I put out that was a conspiracy theory.
On October 1st, the lieutenant governor had this post saying President Biden told the people of North Carolina they had no more supplies, which was not true.
Throughout a natural disaster like this, how do you plan to fight misinformation from your office and your team that you are going to establish?
Yes, everywhere we go and speak, there have been people that have asked us about some of these things. And every single solitary one of these so-called conspiracy theories were disproven. It was simply a matter of bad communication, poor communication, miscommunication.
Daniel, Robinson's got a lot of ground to make up here and only in a few short amount of days. What was his final message to try to gain some momentum here heading into Tuesday?
Well, first of all, he doesn't feel as if he needs to really gain any more momentum. He feels so confident about the pathway forward that he sees whenever it comes to winning this governorship. Now, he does talk about, and in his final message, talked a lot about how his opponent is airing a lot of negative attack ads against him, but is not directing a lot of that money to create ads specifically for policies, and that the lieutenant governor's policies are to build the economy and to work with the people to do just that specifically. And as you heard it there, working with people that are on the ground, putting a lot of emphasis on trying to partner with local businesses, as well as trying to give a lot of freedom back to families. That has been his message going forward. And again, he feels as if there's not a whole lot of area that he feels that he needs to make up for and make ground for going into Election Day.
Certainly good to get him on camera on a lot of the issues. As we got that in that 40-minute interview that he had, and we broke that up into several different pieces, and we'll be sharing a lot of that, which we have over the last few days. Daniel, great job. You can see more of Daniel's interview with Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson on our website at qcnews.com. Now, Robinson's Democratic opponent, State Attorney General Josh Stein, has agreed to a sit-down with us for a one-on-one interview, and you can see the first of our reports on Stein and his campaign and his positions Sunday night on Queen City News.